That's how you lived with him. That's fascinating.
Well, my dad also was a pothead. He wasn't even medicinally involved with marijuana by the end. He could have been easily. He liked the old-fashioned dealer way. And, the traditional classic. And so he brought his dealer to the opening night of my show. Which was great, because, you do want the dealer's point of view on any work that I do, anyway.
Was that the night you sang with your dad?
My dad, whenever he would come to the show, he would always come. Well, that was what was so funny. He came to the show, and we used to sing If I Loved You. That was like our song together, which, if you think about it, is weird. Well, if I loved you. Anyway, we sang, and then the audience, they applauded, they gave him an ovation. And my dad was in a wheelchair, and he stood as though he'd been healed by show business. But by then he was sort of, I don't know how much it was pot, well, it was a mix of everything, but he thought most people were Obama, and who he liked very, very much.
That's good.
Yes, it was good.
So I want to talk a little bit more about your mom and dad. You talk about your mom going into the closet, coming out.
Sounds like you mean she's gay.
No. So what do I mean? What is that?
When we lived in this really cold kind of modern house, but one of the things it had, I wonder who built it. Whoever built it was really involved in wardrobe and hair and makeup. So my mother had a closet that if you went in here, there'd be shoes and blouses, and then you take a left and there'd be skirts and like day dresses, and then maybe suits, and we get farther down into gowns, make another left back here, and you're into coats and jackets and slippers or something. So that it was like a car wash. She'd go in this end as my mom, and she'd come out the other side as Debbie Reynolds. So it was like a superhero.
And did you ever go in and try to?
I couldn't do it.
Side?
No. But she had this huge mirrors, and there were these cupboards you'd open and with little holes for like 50 lipsticks. How many lipsticks can you have? But it was all this stuff for makeup and wigs and everything. I knew I didn't look like her, and so I thought I probably better develop something else.
Which you did. Now, in those days, she didn't have someone who came and did that? She did that herself? Makeup and...
She could do a lot of it herself, but there was a man whose name was Sidney Gilleroff. And now every time I watch an old movie, his name is at the end of so many movies, but he did Garbo's hair. And he was Uncle Sidney. It was like one of the first openly gay people, I think, when I was a little kid. And he'd come and she wore wigs like way up like that. Mm-hmm. And one time I did think if they put that wig on me, maybe I would look like her. So I was about 4, and they put the wig on me, and wow, did I not look like her. And it was very upsetting. Mm-hmm.